Hi guys, in this video we're going to find exact values of the 6 trigonomic functions when we're given it in radians. Make sure you know your trig ratios. We're using our radius is 1, so sine of theta is really y, cosine of theta is really x, and then therefore cosecant is really 1 over y, and secant is 1 over x. Okay, the first one we're going to do is 8 pi over 3. Now, we know that this is smaller than 6 pi over 3. Remember, 6 pi over 3 is 2 pi. And we want everything to be between 0, our angle to be between 0 and 2 pi. So we need to subtract 6 pi over 3 here. And you get 2 pi over 3. Okay? You should know that 2 pi over 3 is right here. It's 120 degrees. I'm going to draw down. I know that's my reference angle 60. So my x part is smaller than my y part. That means my x part's going to be 1/2, namely negative 1/2 because we're in the quadrant 2, and my y part's root 3 over 2. Root 3 over 2. So my x is negative 1/2. My y is root 3 over 2. So I'm just going to fill in my ratios here. Sine of theta is my y. Cosine of theta is my x. Tan is y over x, so this is y and this is x. I'm just going to divide that and get negative root 3 because, let me do it over here. Root 3 over 2 divided by negative 1 over 2. The 2's cancel. And then you just flip everything. So we're going to get cosecant equals 2 over root 3. Secant's going to equal negative, let me put the thetas in. Getting lazy. Oh boy. Alright. Cosecant of theta is going to be 2 over root 3. Secant of theta equals negative 2. And cotan of theta equals negative 1 over root 3. We're going to have to rationalize these over here. So we're going to get 2 root 3 over 3 for cosecant. And I'm going to have to rationalize this one. Negative root 3 over 3. Okay. And there's your 6 trigonomic functions. Okay, the next one we're going to do is negative 5 pi over 4. Clearly, this is not negative 5 pi over 4 is not in between 0 and 2 pi. So it doesn't fit in there. That's a not. So we're going to add 2 pi. Find a coterminal angle that does belong there. Our 2 pi is going to be 8 pi over 4. Because 8 pi over 4 equals 2, and we get 3 pi over 4. It's kind of easy to remember your 45-degree angles. This one is pi over 4. 3 pi over 4. So that would be pi over 4. This one's 3 pi over 4. The next one would be 5 pi over 4, and then 7 pi over 4. So we want the 3 pi over 4 one. And that's 45 degrees. I bring this down. I know my 45-degree one, these two sides are the same, except my x is going to be negative in quadrant 2. My y is going to be positive. So we have root 2 over 2, comma root 2 over 2, and then you just perform your operation, your division. My sine is my y, root 2 over 2. Forgot to put my yes. Forgot to put my negative. Okay, cosine of theta It's going to be negative root 2 over 2. When you divide y over x, you're going to get negative 1. You divide these two by each other and you get negative 1. And then for cosecant, you just flip everything. Secant is the same but negative. Negative 2 over root 2. And cotangent's going to be the same. That's over 1. So you're just going to get 1 over negative 1, which equals negative 1. We have to rationalize here. That's if your teacher wants you to rationalize. I do. It's just good algebra practice. This gives you 2 root 2 over 2. The 2's cancel. So our secant of theta and cosecant of theta is root 2. Okay. Let's do 31 pi over 6. We have 31 pi over 6. Clearly, it's not in the range of between 0 and 2 pi. So I'm subtracting 2 pi. And I notice right away that's not going to make it. So I'm going to go ahead and subtract another 2 pi, which is really like saying 31 pi over 6 minus 24 pi over 6, which gives us 7 pi over 6. So 7 pi over 6. All right, so it's in quadrant 3. This is pi over 6. 5 pi over 6. And 7 pi over 6 is here. All right. So we want this angle here. Now, as we draw up, I'm going to look at my angles. The longer side is going to be root 3 over 2. And that is my x, and it's negative. We're in quadrant 3. And my shorter length is my vertical length, which is negative, and that's going to be negative 1/2. And then you just perform your operations. Sine of theta equals your y. Cosine of theta equals your x. Divide these two, and you're going to get 1 over root 3, which equals root 3 over 3. And you flip this, you're going to get cosecant of theta equals negative 2. Secant of theta equals negative 2 over root 3. And what I'm going to do for cotan is just flip this one. I don't want to have to rationalize again. So this is going to be root 3. And real quick, this one right here is just going to be negative root 3. When I rationalize that, I'm going to get negative 2 root 3 over 3. Okay. And you want to do another one? I think that we can do one more. Let's do 7 pi over 2. There's 7 pi over 2. Clearly that's bigger than 4 pi over 2, which this equals 2 pi. You subtract, you get 3 pi over 2. So in your quadrantals, this is 0, pi over 2, pi, 3 pi over 2, and then we go back around to 2 pi. But we're right here, and we know our radius is 1. So our radius is 1 here, if we're using the circle. Let me try to draw a circle here. Oh boy, okay. And so we know this point here is x is 0 and y is 1, negative 1. And my r is 1. So I just do my ratios. Sine of theta goes y over r. Y is negative 1 over 1. That equals negative 1. Cosine of theta equals x over r, which equals 0 over 1, which equals 0. Tan of theta equals y over x, which equals negative 1 over 0, which is undefined. And then you just flip everything for the others. So let me do that down in here. Cosecant of theta is just r over y, which is still going to give you negative 1. Secant of theta is going to be 1 over 0, which equals undefined. And cotan of theta equals 0 over negative 1, which is 0. All right? Okay. And I believe that's all. The next video is going to be finding the exact value of an expression in degrees and radians.